Okay, we have just landed at the trading post. We finished up the magazine quest on Eden and returned those to the avid collector. I believe that is our last quest on Eden. There may be others, but I'm not aware of any right now. So we are here to finally trade in those baseball cards. Let me go ahead and mark that quest. That wasn't it. Collection of rogues, that was it. Can't believe I forgot this the last time I was here. I was even in the right building. So it looks like wherever I'm supposed to go is upstairs. This only goes downstairs. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to go upstairs that way. Ah. There we go.
Back. If you seek entry to my wares, you must engage me your sports card collection, though you shall not prevail.
I have some here. On guard.
Sporting. Let us do battle. That's an impressive number of cards, my friend, but not... Wait a moment. No. Your cards. You have multiple that I do not. Your collection has defeated me.
Can I see what you have for sale now?
Though this defeat leaves the taste of dirt and blood in my mouth, I am not dishonorable. I present to you my other collected wares. I have no doubt they shall impress.
Okay, so it's not a shopping interface per se. Apparently she just handed me some of her collectibles. Okay. Well, that was exciting.
Greetings again. You may have defeated me last time, but I shall rise from the ashes someday. In the meantime, you're welcome to browse my collection. Behold!
That's the interface I thought I was going to see a minute ago. Saber, a pitchball machine. Wow. That does a lot of damage. Wonder how it compares. Wow, it's expensive. How much junk have I got? A couple of thousand, looks like. A new point of view, Mark II. 30% magazine size, neo imaging. See the world through a cutting-edge digital filter. If you are defeated while wearing this helmet, you may pay 2,000 bits to continue. Upon revive, plus 50% damage resistance for 30 seconds. That's very interesting. So basically, you've got a permanent trauma kit as long as you've got money. Or I could just buy trauma kits. Never seen anybody with 3 of them for sale. Probably have to give them all to some poor schmo that I meet along the way. How are these rockets different? They're both described as mini rockets. Odd. And there's a pitch ball card. Okay, I'm not sure why I would want this. But oh, I can see my stuff. Okay, so my rocket launcher. Same damage. And in fact, I think that rate of fire is better. It's 1.5 per second. 50% stealth modifier. This one is also 1.5. Okay. So fires explosive pitch balls. Damage increases with the number of collected toss ball and pitch ball cards. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll keep these things in mind. Always holding on to my money. I'm never quite sure why. Okay, appreciate it. Is that a vending machine? No. Well, I'm hoping that means... How do I get out of here? There we go. Stairs. Stairs are hard for me. So I'm hoping that means that she'll have a few of those to sell every time I show up. I could actually use some short rounds. Probably should have just bought them from her.
To tell your fellows about my... I think I misplaced a hand grenade.
Yeah.
Browse all you like. Everything I've got is... Feel free to go on a murderous rampage with what you buy. It's good publicity. Tired of firearms that explode in your face? Come to Not a Weapons Store.
Hello.
My contraption's still... Hello once more. I guarantee you... Be happy to show you.
Calling
Bye
all
for
former
me,
protectorates.
please.
Join our training group to learn, fundamental skills.
Stimulants, medicaments, drugs. Get your drugs here. If you're here about a toothache, you've come to the right place. If you're here bleeding from a dozen bullet wounds, I suppose I can help with that too. If you've wounds that need stitching or teeth that need scrutiny, I'm your doctor. Medicaments and more, all sufficiently regulated or thereabouts.
Have I never talked to her before? Pilferator. Improves your critical damage and chance. Oh, nice. Extra primer port. Odor of the Ascendant Giga. Heals 550 health over duration. I think that's a lot cheaper than the one I just bought, the 3 I just bought.
Doctor here. Get your stitches.
Protect your loved ones, protect yourself. Buy some new armor today. Only thing dependable as my gear are my prices. Happy to have you. Tell me what you need. Can do.
Just armor. Now she's got a lot of mods.
Get caught unawares all you like. My armor will keep you safe.
My gear has the fewest holes out of any close-on station, or your money back.
Okay, that's better. Well, we've got a ton of side quests still open on Dorado. We've got a couple of fairly significant quests on Cloister. But I'm actually most interested in finding that room at the Oculus collating post. So I think that's where we'll head. Which means we'll need to substitute Tristan for Inez.
I recall this place. These stations have been automated since my day, though this one has certainly accrued dust. Odd that it would be in a state of lockdown. I have a general override that should allow us entry, but anything specific to local systems, including security systems, may be beyond me. These security measures should not be operational. And the station seems to be on reserve power. We'd best tread carefully.
Yes, couldn't agree more. I was hoping this would be there. Trent shotgun. We were just looking at a bunch of mods for that. Access control. Last login 999 days ago. Entryway defenses disabled. Good. With the inception of our new line of listening posts, I have heard some mutterings about this outpost no longer requiring the presence of its dutiful tenders, and that we shall all soon find ourselves replaced with automated systems and sent to serve the Protectorate elsewhere. Do not allow these rumors to bring about idleness. Be sure to replicate the data you were tasked with managing. What is innocent today may be seditious tomorrow. Error. Docking log purged. If this was due to a malfunction, please contact a technician. If this was due to malfeasance, please contact an arbiter. Okay, so we can't find out who's been here. Oh, there's been malfeasance in the docking logs. Should be a little bit safer to walk now. Did we miss anything noteworthy? Doesn't look like it.
Well, no one is here, lying in ambush. Perhaps some stray systemic error activated the entryway defenses. We'd best first report to security ops, lift this lockdown. From there, we can set about reactivating the station's primary power, which will allow us to explore unhindered.
Yeah, I'm not as optimistic as you about saying it was just a system error.
Is that a footprint in the dust? This station shouldn't have received visitors in years. Be on guard. Someone else may be here.
Oh, now you agree with me. We may have to trace some wires. My goodness. How far does this go? I'm not sure this is going to be good.
My passcode shall not work on this terminal. Unlocking it may be a creative endeavor.
Override lockdown. Reactor room unsealed. Sealing security room as a precautionary measure. Enter a passphrase to unseal room. Note, improper passphrases will result in reprisal from automated defenses. Room will be unsealed afterwards to allow custodians to retrieve your corpse. Security room unsealed. Go with the Sovereign's blessing.
Good effort lifting the lockdown. We may now reactivate the station in the reactor room.
Earth Directorate found a flaw in you. Dangerously curious. Your curiosity often gets the best of you. When hacking into terminals or other pieces of tech, you'll often waste bypass shunts to learn an extra thing or two. 1 plus bypass shunts required to hack, plus 100% experience from hacking. How powerful is that? $101. It's exactly the same as mine. Both use short rounds. Same rate of fire. Better weak spot damage. So this one has better range. This has better weak spot damage. Interesting. Breath of the Vindicator Platinum. After use, heal 275 health over 3 seconds each time you take damage. A recipe on how to craft a pharmaceutical primer. Nice. And a workbench, which I suppose could be used to craft a pharmaceutical primer. Primer's not need Volt Spore, whatever that is. This is where we just were, I believe so. Amazing the things people leave in bathrooms.
The reactor activation circuits shall likely be dysfunctional. It's a known issue with these old stations. Let me look. Corroded transistors, dust in the actuator. Did a sprat gnaw on this? Sweet sovereign, what a mess. There. I think I have it. Let us hope my override does not trigger any security alerts. Good. This should avail us of a much simpler search. Let us return to the central room once more and see if anything seems out of place. I shall not stay your execution.
Oh, I guess for close
Be wary
combat.
for anything that may be a clue as to the hidden room's location.
Would have been better off with the other gun, probably, for that fight. Have you been through here? If we have, we didn't pay attention. So I'm going to say no.
I cannot say I have had to search for a hidden switch in a protectorate holding before. Keep watch. It could be rather small and well hidden. Ah, I think I've spotted it. Look there at the valve beside the sickly yellow pipe. There behind the room's main pillar.
The sickly yellow pipe. Well, that looks like a yellow pipe. I was actually doing some exploring up here, though. Okay. I forget things quickly. Things are pretty torn up here. as I said, forget things quickly. That's how we... So where's our... That might help.
There. I'm certain of movement below. Gird yourself with determination.
Passcode is limber. No. Let's try amulet. No. Wingtip. No. Sovereign's gavel. I should remember this. Damn it. Ambergris can't be it. That's too short for a facility like this. Wait. Oh, no.
Of the strategies of feigning innocence I have seen, this is certainly the most pathetic. I accuse you of trespassing upon the private domain of the Sovereign. For these crimes... Wait, I know you. Luther Okada? What in blazes are you doing here? And why do you wear a Sub Rosa uniform?
Because I work for Sub Rosa? More than that, I don't think I can say, Cadet Rao. Mostly because I'm not supposed to, but also because I can't remember.
Cadet?
I knew this man when I was still a cadet. Okada is, or was, a petty troublemaker, though a crafty one. As cadets, Virgil and I apprehended him often. Sometimes Virgil let him go, but he usually went to mental refreshment.
Often enough to know the technicians by name. Until I forgot them again.
This truly is no ploy. But mental refreshment is supposed to return wayward subjects to the proper path, not cause whatever this is. Despite his faults, the Okada I knew was ultimately benign. But the fact remains that he now trespasses in a secure facility. Duty dictates that I must execute him.
We should interrogate him. See what he knows.
That's a wise path. One that shall give me time to contemplate what must be done.
An arbiter used the word execute in the last few seconds, yet I remain alive? Didn't think that was possible.
What do you remember about Tristan?
He and the other one must have put me away close to 12 times each. I used to be something of a ne'er-do-well.
Ne'er-do-well is a polite term. He was a repeat malefactor. I believe last time we met, he'd vandalized a janitorial automech in an attempt to make it spew profanity.
I got 18 months of hard labor for that. Served me right.
Yeah, I'm thinking whoever hired him didn't know that his head was messed up.
That's interesting. But it must be false. Sub Rosa is a large organization. Whoever asked for Okada must have wanted him specifically. But why?
I didn't used to be like this. I can still sneak with the best of them. Not being able to remember doesn't make me any worse as an agent. It doesn't.
Any of my fellow arbiters would have killed you before this conversation began. But I can't decide whether to disdain or pity you.
So what exactly are you supposed to do here?
I was sent here to do a specific job, but some of the details are hazy. Gives me conniptions.
I can tell you're not stupid. If you want to live, you need to talk.
I was hired by an anonymous third party. They provided me with the station's location and credentials to bypass its defenses. May have tripped a few on my way here. Can't recall. I was told the station was abandoned, which it clearly isn't, and to break into this terminal and delete the information on it. That is all I know.
Seems easy enough. I'm surprised you had so much trouble.
Well, I'm surprised too. This used to be second nature. Now I'm nothing.
Ignorance does not excuse criminal action. Even if you did not know the severity of this infiltration, it remains a deadly serious infraction.
Oh, I think he's harmless enough.
I don't know that I can. He is a trespasser, His slipping mind matters not.
We've established he's a pawn. What would killing him do?
My duty dictates it. Killing Okada may not affect the one who hired him, but his trespass is an indelible fact. He should not be here.
We're trespassing too, aren't we?
That doesn't mean anything. An arbiter cannot trespass. And even if I could, I still act with the Protectorate's best interests in mind. Not out of some base self-interest. Were the situation different, perhaps I could look the other way. But Okada has clearly defected, and is thus not afforded such a luxury.
I'm asking you to trust me here.
You have my trust. But if I am to remain loyal to my morals, I must be convinced.
Well, he came here under false pretenses. Doesn't intent matter?
I am familiar with the concept, but in the Protectorate, intent matters little. Manslaughter still results in death. Sedition can happen unconsciously, just as it may consciously.
How can you care for justice if you see no difference between manslaughter and murder?
There is a difference. A murderer's family is imprisoned, whereas they are not in the case of incidental death. But I do suppose the perpetrator's punishment does not change. Though this is hardly the place for a discussion about Protectorate law, I do at least see your point.
I've said my piece. Spare him.
It is fortunate you have gained my trust, or I would not bend to one who had not. Justice must serve a purpose. Okada may live, and I hope we shan't regret it. Be gone. You've been granted your final stay of execution. Should our paths ever cross again, you know what will occur.
I didn't think this would happen. Thank you, Cadet Rao. My apologies for all the strife I caused over the years. And you, without you, I would have been reduced to my composite parts. Here, take these. I suppose you'll have more use for them than I, in my present state.
Probably.
Allowing a Sub Rosa agent to leave with his life in the heart of a Protectorate station. We may have to speak on this further. But let us see what we came here for first.
Terminal locked. Maximum incorrect access attempts reached. Sealing chamber until user identity confirmed by login. Please enter a passcode to verify login. Self-reminder, should the code lapse from your memory, recall, judgment serves as the arbiter's hammer. What is the arbiter's scalpel?
The hint pertaining to the passcode on that terminal, I believe I know the answer. It is contained in a phrase the Supreme Arbiter drilled into our heads for many years.
What was it?
An arbiter's gavel is judgment, and an arbiter's scalpel is analysis. Try entering that.
Analysis. Welcome, Supreme Arbiter Mathana Andros. Last login 1 month ago. Message from the console was deleted 236 days ago. To my most esteemed sovereign, I message to inform you of the recent casualty estimates of my arbiters. In the last years of fighting, we've lost several thousand of Arcadia's finest. This doubles those lost in the first 2 years of fighting together. Each subject taken from us by the Protectorate's enemies has been revenged 100-fold, but the losses continue to mount. I know that whatever pain I feel is only a fraction of that you feel for the losses of your people, just as I know that you most assuredly have a plan for the deliverance from our many foes. I urgently await your command, just as I have awaited it every day for the last 3 years. Supreme Arbiter Andros. Council has requested a meeting with me at my quarters on Praetor. Exact intent uncertain, but no doubt involves some convoluted justification for his latest stratagem. It's as if he can sense when I'm both my busiest and least interested in seeing him. The execution he broadcast of those captured exemplars was barbaric. Were those not once our siblings? Could we not have at least interrogated them, broken them, perhaps imprisoned a few back into Protectorate service? He's a brute who can only see violence as the solution to every problem. But I know it would be a mistake to ignore a request such as his. Perhaps one of my pupils can handle my duties in my temporary absence. It would be a useful learning experience. I never expected it necessary to return to this location after its automation. The Sovereign has assured us that the central control is perfectly safe. Yet as we saw in Golden Ridge with the complete withdrawal of our forces some months ago, the old assumptions are so much cosmic dust. This shall be my secondary office. Scurrying about like an insect is immensely dishonorable, but if I am killed, I shudder to imagine what would become of my arbiters. Preventing this room's demolition during the retrofitting process was a prudent move. If only I could convince the Sovereign to use the same prudence when committing my arbiters, but I had best keep thoughts such as those here where no one else dares to tread. I can only hope the tide of war changes, and soon. My pupils progressed tolerably. Latest experiment, period of unsupervised leave on Bastion for a week. 37 arrests total, 6 executions. Listening devices caught Virgil saying, "The consul's mustache looks like a breadworm." Disappointed in his lack of tact. Will need to be severely reprimanded. Should have known better than to say that when it could be so easily heard. He's not the only one in need of discipline. Tristan's anger is on a tight leash. His observational acumen is impressive, but he misses details in high-stress situations. Needs to be a better master of himself. Virgil, for his part, keeps steady in dire situations, but he lacks iron. There should have been at least 12 executions this week, but Virgil balked each time he was alone. Perhaps he can gain some of Tristan's mettle. Perhaps Tristan might learn some of Virgil's self-control. The two have become fast friends. I hope this does not hamper them when it comes time for one to prove himself over the other.
From that terminal, it sounds as if the Supreme Arbiter had some sort of business with the Consul. To what end, I wonder? The tone of her response seemed relaxed, but I do not believe she would have met with the Consul unless she had no other choice. And that feckless agent. I don't understand his aim or who he would be working for. Only the Consul. But the Protectorate does not ally itself with Sub Rosa.
Could the Consul have brokered some sort of deal? Sounds like he'd have connections.
I couldn't imagine the Consul pinning his duties on someone so clearly out of sorts as our recently departed friend. Besides, he has his own agents. Well, at least we found what we needed on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal. I only hope whatever awaits us at Central Control is less tumultuous. As for Okada, I'm not sure what to think. My decision to allow him to go free was at odds with all I have been taught. He was a traitor and should have died. Yet, I cannot help but feel strangely justified.
Maybe because death isn't much of a punishment for entering an abandoned station.
But he was acting against the Protectorate, even if he didn't know it. How can I act as an arbiter of justice if I allow a traitor a reprieve?
Objectively, Okada didn't deserve to die for what he did, and you know it.
Objectively to whom? Ah, damn it! Forget this. Forget it all. I can't allow any specter of doubt to creep into my decisions. Let us list this incident as a fluke and move on. Altogether, I think visiting this station was fruitful for my ultimate task. Hopefully, we'll grow ever closer to discovering the Supreme Arbiter's true killer. And, circumstances aside, I appreciate your accompanying me here, Commander. It means much. Now let us return to the incognito and plan out our next steps.
I thought we were here to find some sort of hidden room. And loot it, frankly. So is that the room? So it simply suggests that I keep exploring. No, it's actually pointing me to the exit. Gonna be okay there, Mr. Spratt?
It would appear our next stop is Praetor, specifically Central Control. I look forward to traveling there, once you've sufficiently prepared.
Sounds good. I'll get ready.
Excellent. I look forward to it.
Well, looks like I've got a level up. And I need to select a perk this time. Well, I may regret this, but I think I'm going to take Bullet Shield. You gain a bonus to damage resistance and max health, but enemies are more likely to target you over your companions. Fun. Back to Praetor. Didn't expect to return here so quickly.
Let us make our way to Central Control forthwith.
That's the plan. We'll keep the same team. Looks like the companions have some level ups of their own to do. So I think we're going to go with Stunning Explosion for Aza. And for Tristan, Aggressive Challenge. Or Frenzied Charge. We'll go with the charge. Does that mean we're looking at fights? Well, they needn't worry since my latest perk volunteers me to take most of the hits.